Hello everyone and welcome back to the New York Empoleon's Week 5 Battle of the BBR. We're here this week taking on GentlemanThomas, coach of the Copenhagen Gallades. If you have not seen them before, go check them out, links in the description below. We have a win streak going, but this week I'm a little bit more nervous about it, not because my matchup is poor, actually my matchup is quite good, but because I didn't get a lot of chance to prep this week. It's been an absolutely crazy week. That said, we are going to be joined today by someone answering a question of the day that I will ask all of you. So the question that I am posing to everybody today, and when this video goes live, the answer probably will be posted on the TBL server, so don't cheat. If you already know the answer, don't guess. But the question is as follows. Every single ability released in Generation 8 is the signature ability of a Pokemon or a line. How many total abilities were released in Generation 8? And as of time of recording, that is still true. I'll give you all one little hint, because I think it's an additional fun fact, that Stalwart, which was originally the signature ability of Duraludon, has been expanded to be an ability of Archaludon, which is a Generation 9 Pokemon. It is the only ability from Generation 8 that has been expanded to a Generation 9 Pokemon, but it retains the truth of it being still a signature ability of that line. It's just not a signature ability of a Pokemon anymore. So every single ability released in Generation 8 is a signature ability of a Pokemon or a line. How many abilities were released in Generation 8? This does include Hisui, for those who need to know that. If you know the answer already, I mean, if you know it because you just know it and you can just think of it, great. If you figure it out, great. Don't cheat. And if you've seen it in the TBL server, just say I saw it in the TBL server and don't post. That's my question for you all today, and Joe is sitting on a call with me right now. We were talking about this before the game, and I just think it's funny. He's going to be working through that, and otherwise entirely unhelpful in this battle. He's not actually going to be, like, helping me. He's just going to be working through that question, which can help all of you as well if you want to figure out the answer at home.
I have a clarification question. Mm-hmm. Are the apples part of the same line?
The apples are part of the same line, but if they have multiple new abilities, then it would be multiple abilities.
No, it's one ability, but it's one line.
Yeah, it's one line.
Okay.
It's not how many lines got a new ability. It's how many abilities were released.
Oh. Okay, well that's easy enough.
Oh, Joe knows the answer now.
He says he's been working on this for the past 30 minutes.
In the meantime, I am going to jump into my battle. I should have probably put my team into a damage calc, so we're going to do that real quick while we're waiting on this search. Oh god, the search is too fast.
Okay. Oh, he's searching fast.
I have a minute and a half here. So my opponent brought Ogerpon, Wellspring, Galarian Zapdos, Necrozma, Overquill, Diancie, and Orthworm. Diancie is the Terra Captain, which can Terra into Fairy or Water. Neither of which is like overly threatening to my team. Obviously, Terra Water would be a little bit annoying just because it means that I can't hit it with a Water move from like Walking Wake. Also, it feels like my Habanberry is going to go unused, which is too bad because that was going to be fun tech for the Gouging Fire that didn't come. We both have Sun teams, and neither of us brought Sun, which I think is great. I also have webs this week, and I don't know if it's like a turn 1 setup. It could be for this matchup. They could go something like Trick Room Diancie. I saw that in some prep as well, but they have no removal otherwise. Their only removal is Donphan, which they did not bring. And so getting webs up is just really useful for my entire roster, and Vikavolt can live almost any one hit from anything. I think the things that would threaten me a little bit are Overquill going for Taunt, and then like Galarian Zapdos, if that leads, which it could. And I don't really have a switch into, but so be it. That's Galarian Zapdos. Welcome to facing a Galarian Zapdos. Not having a switch in is pretty common. I did drop Galarian Zapdos as well. That was on my original team, which I picked up from somebody. If it's not banded, actually Brave Bird can't kill Vikavolt. So, good luck to my opponent. And let's get into it. Meet is the Zapdos. So we're going to actually just kind of scout out if it's choice banded. I'm comfortable enough taking this risk, since if it is choice banned Zapdos, it's actually only a 50% chance to OHKO if it's Jolly, and it's taking like 40% in recoil. And then webs go up and they stay. They're also risking me surviving and going for a Thunderbolt, and if I'm max HP, I actually do just survive a Brave Bird. So I sort of expect a U-turn or something, so I'm just going to go for a Sticky Web. There's really no downside to this play, in my opinion. If I die and they take 40%, then it's just like I did 40% with a Vikavolt to a Zapdos, and I'm okay with that. Because it's slowly getting in range of everything else in my roster. And by slowly, I mean basically Indeedee just kind of is a thing that the Zapdos has to deal with at some point. So they do go for a Brave Bird. If they're Choice Scarf, I'm going to live this. That looks like Banded, and I lived it, which is great because Sticky Webs are going up. And knowing that it's Banded means that it isn't guaranteeing outspeeding a lot of the stuff in my roster. Now, I'm not running a ton of speed on some of the stuff, so I do have to watch out for that. But something like Iron Boulder could come in here. It has to take a big Brave Bird, which is annoying. But I can set up an Agility, potentially. I also could go Heatran, since I'm pretty sure this is Banded. And it does pop my Balloon, but then I get Roxa. And, like, again, those are just there to stay. Or I just sack Vikavolt. I don't know if I need Vikavolt. That doesn't outspeed anything anyway. So I'm actually just going to sack the Vikavolt here. There's no reason not to. I'm just gonna click Thunderbolt. They might switch, expecting me to switch. No, let me do it again. That's fine. So Zapdos, G, Vikavolt, Brave Bird. And again, they do take about 40% in recoil, and I'm pretty sure they're choice banded. So this is a chance to go into Iron Boulder. I do have Agility, but I don't think I can OHKO everything because of the fact that I'm like a weakness policy set and expecting to take a hit. But it does force the Zapdos to switch. And I don't know what they'd comfortably go into. I could also just go Heatran. I think Heatran's the correct play here. It doesn't reveal anything. I mean, it reveals that I'm Air Balloon, but they are probably just going to switch out here anyway. What's their fire resist? Diancie? I could just Stealth Rock.
I'm at 24. 25. 25.
25? This number just keeps climbing. Alright, Joe, while we're waiting for my opponent, can you just go through your list?
Sure. So, the way that I've done this is I've written out all the Pokemon except for one, because one of them was two. There's Weezing with Neutralizing Gas, Corviknight with Mirror Armor, Duraludon with Stalwart, Cinderace with Libero, Urshifu with its Unseen Fist, Calyrex with As-1, Spectrier with Grimnay, Glastrier with Chillingnay, Mr. Rhyme has Screen Cleaner, Gossifleur has Cotton Down, Rodriguez has something. It's not Mummy, but it's something that's not Mummy. Galarian Rapidash has that Poison one. Carkol line has the Steam Engine ability. Sandaconda has Sand Spit. Toxtricity has Punk Rock. Stonjourner has Power Spot. Ice-Q has Ice Face. Frostmoth has Ice Scales. The two Reggies have their boosting abilities. The Applin line has Ripen. Cramorant has whatever the thing that puts the Pikachu in its mouth. Yamper has Ball Fetch. Cursula has Cursed Body. Morpeko has Aura Switch.
You're doing a good job.
I feel really proud of myself, but also like a little sad.
You're going deep here.
I don't know if the thing is I don't think any of the Hisuian things got new stuff. Like they're Weird Ear Cleaver, Basculegion, Overquill, Enamorus. Like Sneasler didn't get any new ones because it was Poison Touch and Unburden and maybe something else, but it got a bunch of new. All of them got a bunch of new moves. And I think the Hisuian forms of things. Oh no shit! There's Sharpen. Pretty sure that's a new one. That was new to that. Sharpen. That was on Hisuian. What's his face? Samurott. But I think Typhlosion and the fighting grass thing Dartrix evolution. I can do it. Whatever the Rowlet line is, come on. Wow. 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 I didn't think that was going to be my limiting factor here. Decidueye, holy fuck. You can bleep me out if you need to.
I was like, this battle's just happening, and Joe's just going. Alright, let's see what the Terra type wants to answer this, because this will obviously impact future plays that I make. It is Terra Fairy. That's sort of what I was expecting for it to come in right here against Walking Wake. We do get a free flip turn off, though. I'm not going to stress too much about Diancie being Terra Fairy. It's probably going to Moonblast here. We know it's not Terra Water. So I could go Heatran. Which loses Air Balloon, and then I'm worried, like, I'm susceptible, I guess, to a, an Earthquake or whatever, Earth Power. It has Body Press as well, which could be annoying for Heatran. But I think that's my best switch in, so I'm just going to go into Heatran here. Probably eat a Moonblast. Oh, it's a straight Earth Power, but I am Air Balloon, so they made the read, but they forgot about reading. That opens up the door for me to click Flamethrower here.
I think I'm right. I don't think any of the Hisuian stuff got new abilities.
It does open up the Flamethrower option, and I'm just going to click it. Because it's going to do big damage. Like, decent damage. Depends on how offensive they are. If they're super especially defensive, this is like going to bring it to 50%. It's going to be like 25%. But if they are not super specially defensive, and we don't actually have any read on how specially defensive they are, then this could do a decent amount. That did nothing. That's like Assault Vest. Okay. So Power Gem here. My Air Balloon popped. They're probably going to Earth Power on the next turn. That did like absolutely nothing. They must be Assault Vested. Assault Vest Diancie is wild. Even then, I have no item anymore.
I think I'm there. I think I did it.
How much is it doing to Iron Boulder? Because this is setup fodder for Iron Boulder, right? If it's that specially defensive, I just set up an agility, get a weakness policy pop off of it. Yeah, I think this is my chance. I'm just gonna poke it, I think, a little bit with flamethrowers. Just knowing that this is gonna be it for Heatran. Get an agility off. And if they choose to attack into Iron Boulder, then I just game. That's a crit. That's not a crit? Why'd that one do so much more? I'm gonna flamethrower again.
Robert, I think I did it. I think I did it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5. I think it's 25.
Alright.
Don't spoil it for the people who are watching. I think it's 25.
Joe's guess is, are you locking it in, or are you just like, you have the rest of the battle? Let's
lock it in. I'm gonna lock it in the server right now. If anybody who's watching this wants to join Gold's Discord server, it's the Twitch Battle League server. It's pretty poppin'. He's been giving us trivia recently, and I'm pissed because I've gotten a couple of them correct, but then I changed my guess.
Alright, so this is basically dead. I'm gonna go Iron Boulder. I'm gonna trust you're gonna be like, I wanna sack this, and then just go for an Earth Power, not like really thinking about it. And I'm gonna click Agility here. And if you click Earth Power, I will survive it. I will pop my weakness policy. And I think cycling Overquill becomes like your only option to get out of that. There's Earth Power. Easy tank. No, my special defense fell. Alright, so now we're at +2 attack, +2 special attack, +2 speed, -1 special defense. And
the boulder doesn't care about your special defense drop.
We're gonna click Mighty Cleave.
Secret tunnel!
We now outspeed everything.
It's the tunnel of love! Because it's got the heart thing.
We have close combat instead of earth power for the earthworm because I didn't want to run into the ground immunity thing. Earthworm can survive 1 close combat from full, but after stealth rocks, like, I'm gonna live an Iron Head or whatever. Even at -1, I think I'd live 1. So, alright, Yancey's dead. So Iron Boulder kills Yancey with Mighty Cleave.
It's the quenchiest!
And they could go
super
Overquill.
quenchy!
Could go Overquill here. After an Intimidate, I don't think I'm killing it, but I'm like chunking it for a lot of damage. Necrozma should die to a Mega Horn. Ogerpon should die to a Mighty Cleaver Mega Horn. And it's taking a little bit of damage, I think, so maybe not. So Earthworm or Intimidate Overquill would be their answers to this. It has to be a fully physically defensive Earthworm, and they have to have like Iron Head or Heavy Slam. So they're going Overquill.
Have you tried winning?
There's the Intimidate. So Mighty Cleave's not going to kill from here, and Crunch actually just does, but I think that's fine. Because then I go Indeedee, and then I have Hawlucha, and then I'm just like, not sure what you do to answer all of that. Like, that's just too many threats, right? Earthworm being at full makes Hawlucha a little bit scared. But I don't want to switch anything in on a Crunch right now. And I certainly don't want to switch this out because I'm not going to get the setup again. So we're just going to Mighty Cleave. Don't have Earthquake. Does a decent chunk. There's the Crunch. Which we survived! Because they have no attack investment! Okay, great. We're gonna click Mighty Cleave here, I think. If they have like Rocky Helmet Earthworm, then they'll catch me, I guess. I could close combat for that, but because they could cycle this out for damage. Even if Earthworm doesn't have that, I did just show that I don't have Earthquake because I didn't click it on this. If they have Aqua Jet, that kills me. If they have like Rocky Helmet Earthworm, that would kill me. But this didn't kill it, and that's a huge kill. So Mighty Cleave comes out. They don't go into like a Rocky Helmet Earthworm. I am at +1 now for the +2. So Iron Boulder kills Overquill with Mighty Cleave. And if they do bring in the Earthworm here to survive a hit, since that's the only thing that realistically will, I just get a close combat off, and that just puts it in range of the... It gets rid of a possible Chople, and it puts it in range of Hawlucha.
I'm at 26.
Still going?
I was racking my brain about the Galarian forms, and I found another.
So Goober's gonna come out. That's gonna be Earthworm. And I'd actually a little prefer that to Necrozma, although Necrozma still has the potential to be super annoying. Don't get me wrong. But I'm gonna close combat here.
Does this count as annoying?
And again, if they're max Fizz Def, they'll survive this. If they're not max Fizz Def, they might die here. I'm at +1, not +2, so they actually probably won't die. Oh, I just wrote -1 instead of +1. They would not die to a -1 close combat. But this, again, it's going to do 50% plus. Yeah, they are Choppal, and I pop that. It does like 40% to put it in range of the Hawlucha for later, probably. And there's the body press. So, body press. So, fourth worm. Kills. Iron Boulder with body press. What do I have left? I have Hawlucha, which could just Encore this into body press and then set up a Swords Dance, but it doesn't actually have enough speed to outspeed everything without the boost from the Psychic Terrain. Indeedee, which can't kill this, I don't think. But I could Terra Psychic to make body press do basically nothing. And then Expanding Force actually does a phenomenal amount. I was about to say something that I don't usually say on my channel. So yeah, we're gonna go Indeedee here. We're gonna get Psychic Terrain up. We're gonna Terra Psychic to make body press do less damage. And then I could Encore, but I don't think it's necessary because this is just gonna die. Necrozma's still annoying. But I think Walking Wake plus... I think I'd be okay against it. It's amazing how much damage Expanding Force does. Holy moly, what the heck? According to this, if it's physically defensive, it just dies to 2 Expanding Forces cleanly. So yeah, we're gonna Terra Psychic, which I haven't had to do yet in this league. Because the thing is, I guess they could think I'm Scarfed. So they won't go into Zapdos right away. So we're going to Expanding Force here. Terra Psychic, boosted by Psychic Terrain, Expanding Force should just kill this. Yeah, it just dies. So Indeedee kills Earthworm with Expanding Force. And like looking at this matchup, there's no real reason I wouldn't be Scarfed. So Zapdos might be pressured to be Necrozma coming in. And it's hilarious that Expanding Force does more than Hyper Voice, but I would probably click Hyper Voice anyway to get the Throat Spray boost. Although I might just click Expanding Force just so they don't know that I'm not Scarfed. Because if Galarian Zapdos comes in here, I don't want to sack this thing.
27.
This is turn 2 of Terrain. Out of 5. So Walking Wake.
28.
It is Necrozma. It was baited in. That's outstanding. Do we see Boots? We don't see Boots.
29. God damn it!
Thought I was done with this. So I think I could just Expanding Force here to continue to make them think that I'm Choice Scarred. Yeah, and it does more than Hyper Voice anyway, so let's just do big damage. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. That's a Necrozma. It's like Calm Mind. Oh, that's gross. I'm just gonna Encore though, so whatever.
Encore. I was going through the Galarian forms in my brain again, and I missed Moltres. I did Glow King, but I didn't do. That was the first revelation of 26, but I didn't do Glow Bro. And then something that never should have entered my mind in the first place was G Stunfisk. So the fact that I got there at all is wild.
So we Encore, we switch to Hawlucha. It'll be the last turn of Terrain. We get the the thing to pop. We also have Encore on Hawlucha. So this thing is just locked into Calm Mind as long as it wants to stay in. and then we just Swords Dance, and then we just go from there. So yeah, this should be the last turn of Terrain, so we're going to get Hawlucha in. If they double, I still get my Psychic Seed to pop, I still outspeed. So I switch out, they're locked into Calm Mind, so I have no item, but I'm at +1 special defense. I have Unburden active. Why is Hawlucha on the ground and Necrozma's not? Hold on. Hold on. I don't even know if I need a Swords Dance, but it makes me feel a little safer. So let's see, did the Encore end here? It has one more turn of Encore. Okay. So I can Swords Dance here. Just in case they're like super bulky or something. It just feels correct to do this play. They stayed in. Acrobatics should now just be game. I could just click Encore again. That feels wrong. It feels unnecessary. I'm just gonna Acrobatics here. I don't need to Encore again. I could. I have it. And then I'm just like not worried about it, but I just can't. This thing can't survive, right? At +2? No, it can't survive. It didn't have like a key berry or anything, or it didn't pop a key. I didn't pop a key berry or anything. So we're gonna Acrobatics here. That's gonna take it out. All right, we should be fine. Hawlucha kills Necrozma with Acrobatics. Zapdos comes back in. And Acrobatics. I'm pretty sure it's banded. Hawlucha kills Zapdos G with Acrobatics. And Ogre Punch will come in. We should kill that with Acrobatics as well. So notably, was this position tentative? Like, could I see my opponent coming back and saying, had I gone into Zapdos right away and killed the Indeedee, that game would have gone differently? Yes, I could see them saying that. The reason I disagree with it is because they would have killed the Indeedee, and then I would have brought in the Hawlucha. The terrain would have still been up. I still would have had the Hawlucha, and I could have just killed the Zapdos. And then it depends on what the Necrozma set is, but Necrozma's never going to kill the Walking Wake. And since the Ogerpon is at -1, as long as I just use Hydro Steam with the Walking Wake to eventually kill the Necrozma, although that said, they were Calm Mind, so they could have gone through it that way. So, like, again, I think if they went straight Zapdos, I probably have to go into my Walking Wake, sack that, and do the play where I was kind of counting the turns for Hawlucha to keep my Indeedee in the back to make sure that it could beat the Necrozma. But the reason that I clicked Expanding Force like I did, and just killed the Orthworm with that, and Terra Psychic, is because it looks like I'm Scarfed. I did that specifically to make it seem like I was Scarfed, so that Necrozma would be the better play. Because then they're looking like, I've Calm Mind Necrozma, I can beat this 1v1. And you don't go into Zapdos, because going into Zapdos is bad for me. So I'm not trying to, like, click Hyper Voice on the first Calm Mind, which would have killed the Necrozma, but then it would have also let in the Zapdos. And that was the position I didn't want to be in, was with my Indeedee in against the Zapdos. I needed my Hawlucha to already be in, and I needed the Necrozma to be damaged. So I think the bait, which they took, right, was the correct move for me. And I could see my opponent being like, I'm frustrated that, like, you know, he wasn't Scarfed and I played into that, or like, you know, but it's a bluff, right? At the end of the day, Pokemon is a game of information, and giving away as little information as you can is very important. And I think in this game, I showcased why holding back Indeedee like I did, and then bringing it in the way that I did, and killing things in the way that I did, was specifically done to try to get my opponent to play in a certain way that benefited me. And again, I don't think you can turn around from that and say that my opponent is a bad player. I just really don't want my opponent to be like, I was in the better position and everything was going my way, and then like he got lucky, because I don't think it's luck. I think it's, I put myself in the position I needed to in order to hopefully push you to play in this way. It doesn't always work. Sometimes they'll make the other play, but given that they had showed me banded Zapdos and they knew I knew that, keeping back Scarf Indeedee makes a ton of sense. And then not having Scarf Indeedee ended up being really, really clutch. Anyway, that'll do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. We are now 4-1 in this league, but again, I'm 4-0. I took over an 0-1 team. I think we're pretty close to locking up a playoff spot since the season is only 8 weeks long. I'll put that in the sidebar on the video if that is the case at this point. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Joe. What is your final count, by the way?
29, and I'm done trying.
So that's what we have for Joe. I'm not confirming or denying whether or not that is correct. I will either post in the comments or announce the next video or something at some point. But the question of the day for those, just to remind you all here at the very end of the video, every single ability released in Generation 8 is a signature ability of a Pokemon or a line. How many abilities were released in Generation 8? That'll do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everybody.